Hi everybody, and welcome to part 7 of Biting Cat Does Elden Ring, Let's Elden Ring. And last time we made our way, kind of the back way, up to the Atlas Plateau. We got a lot of smithing stones we fought a big magma worm, and now we're at the Atlas Plateau. And we're gonna go ahead and run to the next site of grace just because we can, and we'll get another golden seed while we're at it. Now it's important to note that since we've come here, we've caused some changes at the castle in Caelid where Radon lives. They're not permanent changes, so it's not really a big deal. It's not going to interfere with anything we want to try to do. Obviously, we're not going to fight that dragon right now. There's a bunch of wolves lying around. We're not going to spend time on them either. We're just visiting, okay? We're just going to get this seed here. And then we're going to activate this grace. And then we're going to go back. Now, as far as seeds 3 go, there's a couple. There's a couple of things we can do, but the best one, there's a cave that has several, more than we need, in fact. So while we're here on the lake, and here's where we are, you may recall that there's a key here. For the academy. Since we're here anyway, we might as well get it. There's a dragon here. It wouldn't be impossible for us, but it would take probably a lot more time than we'd want to spend at the moment. So we're just going to get the key and then leave. If you move fast enough, the dragon won't become aggressive. Now this is another case where you can see the cave from the world map. We zoom in here, you can see this big kind of red gouge. So we're just gonna ride over there. And that is the Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, is what this place is called. It shouldn't be too terribly challenging for us right now, and once we get it, we'll be able to upgrade our claymore several levels. Now, when it comes to magic scaling weapons, I think most people get seduced by the Moonveil Katana. And you know, it is a katana, and you know that is a distinct visual thing that I think can look pretty cool. It's Ash of War, does a surprising amount of stance damage, and so it's considered kind of an overpowered weapon. But right now, at the moment, we can only reasonably here, just a second, I gotta scratch my ear. We can only reasonably get it to like +5, and actually our claymore does more damage, both in terms of like health damage, but also in terms of stance. We have like kind of the stance breaker right now, when combined, especially when combined with the phalanx. So you know, if you've kind of watched some videos or seen some discussions, you might wonder why we're not getting the Moonveil Katana. And that's why. It's because this is better for us at the moment. And by the time we're able to upgrade it to plus 10, um, we'll have a better weapon than that. So it's never really going to fit for us. I mean, if you want it, go ahead and get it, but it's never really going to be the best option for this build. We'll actually go to the cave where it is before too long. Probably after we finish up at the academy, which is where we're going to meet our next shard bearer, Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon. That's in the academy where everything is kind of magic based, so it's kind of a hostile environment for us since we do so much magic damage. But we're gonna make it. It's gonna work out. Do a lot of things here, but let's backstab this guy first, okay? As always, if these enemies are mining, that means they're probably not going to aggro you unless you hit them. So, you know, don't get too stressed out about them. There's a lot of glintstone, scrap, and cracked crystal here, which just has nothing to do with anything we're trying to do. I pick it up out of habit. You can see a stone over there as well as some loot. You probably also see a lot of blood on these platforms. I am absolutely not going to go over there and do that. I think the camera is too tough and the timing is too specific for it to be worth the risk. But you know, we're right by the entrance. I mean, if you're comfortable with platforming in Elden Ring, you know, I'm not saying don't do whatever feels right for you, but to me, it's not even in the neighborhood of worth it. I'm just not for me. These guys aren't mining, so you want to hit them on the ground. There's going to be a guy over here on the right that kind of throws stuff at you almost immediately, so if you get him by surprise, he goes down fast, but otherwise you'll have to hit him a few times, which is why I overcast. You can see we're getting a lot of 3s here. We only need 6 of them, so we're already there. We could leave if we wanted to. But I don't see any reason to do that. There's some good experience here. The boss is very easy. So there's, you know, we might as well clean house here. This is a shortcut that we definitely want to take because tactically it puts us in a better position to attack some enemies that can be dangerous if we are not in position. So be sure and come over here. There's a little ledge here that we're just gonna, you know, sort of gently drop down on. We've got some choices here. You can see there's one guy there and one guy just standing there. I don't think we'll hit him from here. If we do, that's great. Oh, we did. Let's try to hit this one too. Excellent. Let's drink our flask. And then you actually see the boss down there in the middle of that circle. If we had taken the lift, this is where we'd come out. But then we'd be down here in a mix with those guys and potentially walking down that platform there. Nothing we want to do, right? So we'll just kind of get back to work, pick up these smithing stones. This is a little scary, you know, take your time. This is a shortcut. All we need to do is send it up. And now it's active. Tons of 3 stones here. Alright. This is kind of a sticky thing. This guy's going to come out, do a guard counter on him. There's actually 2 on the wall here. We want to deal with them one at a time, of course. These wield arrows, so you want to just kind of let him get down, then relock on and hit him. That out of the way, we can do this guy with melee. There's nothing very exciting in here. Smithing stone 1, smithing stone 2. It's all kind of old hat for us by now. There you can see 2 of these guys in here, but there's actually a 3rd one on the wall up here. If you go in there, you can get a crystal knife, which is a knife that scales with magic or intelligence, strength, and dex. We don't have that kind of balanced build, for one thing. For another, we're doing all this great stance damage. And finally, it's really not worthwhile unless you're holding 2 weapons at once, in my opinion. So that you're doing what's called a power stance or dual wielding, none of which we're going to do. So while it would be very easy for me to use magic to kill all of those enemies, I'd rather hold on to my magic because I've got to make it all the way to the bottom, right? So I'm not going to spend FP on stuff that doesn't matter to me. This guy can probably take 3 hits. Don't give him a chance to come after you. Shut him down. Because he does hit hard, and it's just, it's rough. This guy we can just run up to and just, club. There's another one. See, that wasn't bad, was it? I mean, for us by now, this just isn't very challenging. As long as we don't get cocky, it's probably fine. There's a piece of magic in here that is basically, it's junk as far as I'm concerned, but since this is a magic build, you can pick it up and experiment with it if you want. more somber stones. Okay. Now this boss, the thing is, they have incredible physical armor, um, and so you really can't hurt it until you stagger it. And lucky for us, though, that's what we basically do all the time, right? Is stagger things. So we're gonna let our friend distract him, and then we're just gonna really wallop him with heavy attacks until we break his stance, and that's it. Once that's done, it's really over. See that? Yeah. Now the nice thing about that ball bearing is we can now buy buy smithing stones 1 and 2 whenever we want, which you know is nice. You know, we don't have to farm those anymore. So let's go ahead and upgrade our claymore.
Well, I took you found out to lay out your own.
All right, that's pretty good, isn't it? The other thing I'd like to do, get this up to +3, and then we're gonna upgrade, believe it or not, our longbow as far as we can take it. Good. Not that we'll need it, but let's go ahead and get some more arrows.
Wait. Well, you're back.
Let's buy these pots. Just gonna go in with 0. That's the thing. We just don't need a holy pot, so how many more runes do I have?
Goodbye. Nice to do business.
Okay. And with all that out of the way, it's time for us to head for the academy. As you probably remember, we have this gate where we need a key to go in. And that's the key we just got. Good. See, now we're here, main academy gate. can see this interesting little summon place. We're going to check that out in a second. First, let's come all the way down here and get our seed. Nice. And Yura, if you might remember, is the person who helped us when we got invaded way back at the beginning, you know, on that river by the cave where Patches is. So let's drink our little flask. Let's get some stuff going here. And let's run in. Yura does a good job of keeping him busy, so we really just have to do some. There's just not a lot to it. Remember that the flask boosts our charge attacks, so take advantage of that. We don't get a lot for it, you know, it's not quite 1,000 runes. That Raptor of the Mist is a neat looking Ash of War, but we've never used it.
Thanks for your help there. That bloody finger was a thorn in my side. And now I'm finally rid of him. Here's a token of thanks. Please, take it.
Smithing Stone 5.
How much time? I'm dying to see you. Eleonora. Violet bloody finger.
Now, we now have 2 Smithing Stone 5, which means, that's right, we can upgrade the sword again. So let's do that. Because remember, we're not just boosting damage here, we're boosting our stance damage, which is massive. It's a huge part of what we're trying to do here.
Well, I took you've no man to lay out your arms.
Has great synergy. Has great synergy with our phalanx. If we had a little money, I would buy a smithing stone too and top off that bow. We're just not quite there. That's alright. We're about to use the bow. Let's go up the lift. This is a tough place, but really, to me, the first third of it or so is the worst. By far. And it starts here. We got to get up this. Got to get up this stair. And if we do this fast enough, this has what's called a mighty shot. If we do a couple of these, we'll take this guy out. So don't hesitate. Get another one off. So that's one. Now we have the other one. tool handle differently. See that? That works pretty well, doesn't it? It's tricky in here. The Academy Glintstone staff is actually a pretty good staff. Unfortunately, we'd have to stick with it a long time before it to be better than our meteorite staff, and we're not going to. So it's not worth that investment for us. Instead of investing in that staff, we're investing in bows and shields and the sword, right? There's a bunch of these little marionette guys here. There's another one there. Let's get our staff on again. We kind of just want to hang here, and we don't have a lot to do, so you don't really have to worry about running out of magic here. There's another one somewhere. And then there's this guy here. Okay, did you hear that? One just fell. There it is. It's a pretty nice trick, isn't it? I think there's one more skeleton in here. Just listen, you'll hear it drop. Oh, it's right there. For some reason it hasn't dropped yet. Not a lot here in terms of loot. Golden Rune 2. Somber 3. And now we're moving on. Here's another point of grace, so we don't have to go through there again. You know, we can be done with that. Let's re-up our flasks and keep moving. This place is really terrible. It's got more of those Clayman, or yeah, Clayman, I think, enemies that are very spongy, give out very little XP. And you kind of have to only do heavy attacks to stop them. They try to grab you. The best way to avoid that is actually to be in the air, do a jump attack. Jump attack, charge attack. You know, they're slow, so use slow, heavy attacks to shut them down before they get going. You can backstab them. There's a lot of variation, though, in terms of how much health they have. So you really never know if you're gonna kill one or not when you backstab it. Now when we step up here, two are gonna come out of the ground. me. Oh shit. That usually doesn't happen, but okay. So this is how things can get out of hand here. Oh boy. So we're gonna just try to run past this, and it may not even work. And then we're gonna come down here. This may not work either. You guys serious? Amazing. So none of that really went the way I planned for things to go. Good news is we can kill this dog. The dog may actually come over here, yeah. That's one smart dog. Now I think it's pretty likely that oh great. Let's just see if we can keep moving. Trying to backstab him, but it just didn't shake out. We'll be able to summon our friend soon. So I'm going to top off my health. There he is. There's a bunch of dogs that are going to turn up. Like a bunch. So we're just going to kind of ease into this. There's another dog over there. You can see it. Note how heavily I'm relying on the shield, you know. But that's why we invested in enough endurance to handle this brass shield, so we could do some blocks without getting tired. Come here, you dog. The funny thing about this area is, for all the crap here, the XP is just terrible. Ironically, the other kind of magic focus place that we'll be going eventually is also terrible about kind of effort slash risk to XP ratio. The Spectral Lance Ash of War is good for a faith character. It scales with faith, and put on a spear. Um, and I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's not going to do us any good, but you know, if you were taking a different path, it might work out for you. So we've kind of got this area clear, right? So there's only one thing we need to do. It's a little dangerous, but not horrible. It's over here somewhere. See if I can remember where it is. Here it is. So we're going to lose our friend. We want to go get that shiny there. It's important to know once you pick it up, you're going to get that thing on your screen that shows a bunch of items. So you want to cycle through triangle quickly so it doesn't interfere with you running. See that? There's you know, zero benefit in fighting those things, unless you consider risking having to replay this entire area a benefit. So we're going to come here. And now hopefully we'll never have to do that again. We'll see. We're not out of the woods just yet. Yes, we have to go up that thing. If we wanted, we could fight an Alabaster Lord. We could get a spell that isn't very good, and maybe a Somber or two or something. I'm not doing any of that because I never want to mess with those clay guys again. You know, I want to be done. So I'm going to get on this thing, and then I'm going to prepare to jump off in this direction. It's just, you know, these nobles, which aren't terribly dangerous, you know, just don't get careless. There isn't really a lot of cool stuff here to get. You may not remember that Pashas said that if we went all the way down to the basement under the academy, we could jump in one of those abductor virgins and get transported to a great treasure or something like that. Well, that's Patches, so of course it's kind of a lie. It transports you to a very dangerous place, the Volcano Manor. And I mean, if you want, there's some upgrade materials there, and if you want to maybe get them ahead of schedule, you know, you can do that. Because they're somber smithing stones, and we're not actually using those for anything right now, it isn't a big boost for us. Let's rest and re-up everything. We're actually close to a boss fight. And we're going to want to backstab this guy here when he's close by. If we go too far down the hall, we're going to get the aggression of some, which we did anyway. Whoops. Let's try that again. Don't trip over the books this time. There. So let's go in here. We're going to get a scroll. We're going to open this. Glintstone Cookbook. That's, you know, as we've talked about, that's for people who can't do magic, cast spells that want to do magic damage. Smithing Stone 4. Now, how do we fight this boss? So, this boss run isn't bad. You're alternating between running and whatever. We're going to use the Great Glintstone Shard. We could use the sword, but I don't think we're going to. It's very important that once he gets after us, we stop and let our friend get attention. You know, use the shield if you need to, block some stuff. Focus on block. So they're going to turn, and once we hear him start to shoot, we're going to run like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. There's something on the left that's going to... Let's see how this goes, okay? We might die. It's alright. He's not very resistant to magic, so... You know, if you can get some hits and just give your guy a chance to get him angry. It might take you a few times to do it, but you can definitely do it. Just don't get greedy. Once things get out of hand, keep your shield up, roll back or roll in, one or the other. Not really side to side. You're either wanting to roll in or roll out. Let Loodle get his aggro again, and you know, just repeat. Let's level up. So I'm doing vigor, mind, and intelligence kind of in tandem. So all of them are two. We're looking at fives, right? So this is 2 over. This is 2 over. This is 2 over. So we'll go to vigor. Next up, we'll want to clear this area. There's one of those abductor virgins. It's not going to take us anywhere neat. We do need to kill it, which is kind of a hassle. Fortunately, it can't really come around the side here, so. So that's settled. The boss of the area is actually right up there, but we're not going to go up there for a while. You know, we've got some stuff we want to clear out first. So let's begin, shall we? This is going to involve crabs. The first one is right over here. And you know the drill. We're going to get this up. We're going to try to get behind it. That's pretty underwhelming, but there's this here. Now, could we have just kind of danced around and gotten by? Absolutely. But I'm here to kill the crabs. There's one more to take out. There's not, unless I misremember, really much of a reward for it. We're just kind of doing it. You really put up a fight. For that we get a Trina's Lily. Next up. Back to the bow. We want to get up here. And clean this area out. There's nothing really good hidden up here, but we're going to do it anyway. We'll try the little power shot. All right. The funny thing is, he'll go up there and start a fight. This is all just kind of a one-time thing. A wet blade's good. If we wanted to take that banished halberd, for instance, and put magic on it along with like sword dance, we could. And who knows, maybe we will. This all can be filed under stuff we're never going to do again. We're just kind of clearing all of this stuff. Once we get everything that's there, there's just no reason to ever come back. See that guy there, but we're coming here. Now we could keep going that way, and we will eventually, but right now what we really want to do is open this door, right? So that we don't have to fight our way up there again. There's one more thing we can do here. We got to be pretty close to leveling up. Yeah. So we'll probably do that before we continue. There's like a glintstone cuckoo back there, but you know, I don't care about that. This is a great talisman. It does a big boost to spellcasting speed. If he would have gotten that big sword thing off, it would have been ugly. We're almost done. Next up, shit. So we got the pot. Let's just get out of here. Good. Time to re-up. We'll do this part, and then we should be able. It might be a good place to stop. We'll see where we are. Should be able to. Yes, we can add a charge to our flask, which is great. Excellent. So just like last time, we're just gonna run over here. That abductor will come out, but it doesn't really matter. We can backstab this one. Good. Now it's time to do some rooftop jumping. Oh, it's definitely time to switch back to our staff. I need to clean up my inventory. Oh boy. Alright. Still going. We don't have to be super conservative with our magic. But we don't want to be carefree either. So, you know, just keep an eye out. Like, we're gonna have to use a decent amount here. This is one of these kind of surprise areas. You can get ambushed by these little cuckoo things. Let them fly down and then hit them again. That's the trick. And finally, there's one more. Unfortunately, this guy is going to get oh good, he fell off. We're just going to dash in at this guy and hopefully shut him down. Yep. Now, this looks high, but you look at all this blood all of a sudden. You can make this jump. I can't remember what you get for it, but I don't remember thinking it was worthwhile. I don't do it. It just doesn't have anything to do with my build. Keep an eye out for good. I think there's something up here. Yep. Gold rune 4. Now we can drop down, you see. None of this is required to beat the boss. This is all kind of goodie bag stuff. We do not want to drop off yet. We're going to go down here. Somber 4. Not that we're really hurting for those, but whatever. Now, there's two of these little flying things, right? Um, Ideally, you can take them down one at a time. Same thing, let him come down, let him dive. Get him while he's kind of stuck on the ground. And again. They start doing this kind of twitchy stuff if you let them goof off too long. You have a couple options here. Thops, you remember him, the guy who wanted to get back in the academy and wanted a key. Well, we can get him a key. It's right there. Now there are some hazards. First being this big drop, but you know. The controls are a lot more fair than they used to be. So now what? Well, for one thing, we've got this guy, and we just want to spam until he's dead. Because if he starts throwing magic, and I'm just going to drink another thing here so we can spam him too. Otherwise, he starts lurking in and out of the I'm going to drink another one. I'm going to put this on. He's right there, unless I'm mistaken, which I could be. Let's find out. Kaboom. And he can be a lot harder than that. Now you've got a decision to make as a player. I'll tell you what's there. You decide if you want to do it. Down this hallway, you can see him down there, is I think a perfumer, and he's got a crossbow with exploding bolts, and they do incredible damage. In fact, he'll probably one-hit kill you. So if you go down there, you have to be confident enough that you can dodge that and take him out. And you probably can, you know. Beyond him is a staff that does more damage but uses more FP. And if that sounds like a good trade-off for you, you might want to go fight that guy. I don't. Now, there is this ladder you can open up, and don't go down it because you will be in a jackpot. You can't don't go down it. That ladder is for coming up. From here, from the church. It's not for climbing down. You'll be surrounded by, you know, those marionettes plus a spellcaster, and it's just very hard to live going down into something like that. So, but you know, if you want to fight that perfumer and you die, you do have a way to get back without going through this whole section again. I missed it somehow, but there's another one of these crabs back where the abductor is. They're like in the weeds. This is the one I use anyway, is the twin sage with the two heads. But you know, we'll probably go back and try to figure out how to get that. So now we're at an hour and 5. We can level up, which is awesome. So I'm going to go back to the debate parlor, and we're gonna try to clear a final approach to the boss. What do we have to do that? Well, our next step. Well, let's level up before we do anything else, alright? I'm also going to change the mix. So I just did that, so now I'm going to do that. Then next I'll do intelligence. Let's take out this abductor again so I can show you where the crab is, hopefully. I knew even before I did that I was gonna do that. Oh man, so awesome. You can't just keep backing up there. You know, that doesn't work. Alright. Where's that crab? Is it over here? Yes. That's the other crown, if you prefer that one. So now that that's settled, see that? Yeah. There's a safe place though. It's here. Now, unfortunately, there's this guy. This guy's terrible. His shield is very effective at blocking magic. Let's try again. And that's that. Yes, that's cheesy, but what can you do? It's just a terrible enemy. We're pretty much out of out of magic, unfortunately, so we gotta go back. Now we want to take out the enemies that are controlling that big rolling ball. It's a room full of enemies. It isn't really clear which one is actually flicking the switch, or if they all are. But once you kill them all, they don't. The ball doesn't drop anymore. So that's what we're gonna do. There's no reason to hang out here. Now we can open this door. Now this room kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the enemies tend to be kind of static in a weird way. I'll show you. Let's get our bow out. I think that's what we're gonna be mostly using here. And remember, we can use the power attack to do a much more damaging shot that also causes a little flinch. We can also jump down in here without getting hurt. So, you know. So that's done. This is going to be the tough one. This clown, unfortunately, Unfortunately, because you can only lock on his head for some mysterious reason. He's also very hard to stagger. Let's try a charge attack. Don't forget the flask boosts the charge attack, right? So that's a great way to get some licks in. So at this point, for whatever reason, however it works, that's the end, and nothing's going to come out of here anymore. So, you know, yay. If I had to guess, it's the pumpkin head, but I just really don't know. So let's go down here. Let's get our rune. And now there's nothing between us and our boss fight. Now there are some things that probably should be different. We should have more health, because this is going to be mostly, well, I don't know about more actually. Let's go back and take a look. The first part of this fight we're going to do with our sword, and the second part we're going to be doing the rocks actually. It's very likely that we might die. It might be a good time for us to clear out our runes. We need like 8,000. We need 2,000 more. Alright, let's level up. And this one goes on intelligence. Flasks. One of these is for our buddy, and the others are for us using rocks. So how's this gonna work? This is a weird boss fight. It's in the library of the academy, and there are all these weird students, I guess, crawling around on the ground, and Queen Rennala is protected in like this glowing bubble, and you have to find the student that is also in a bubble and is throwing books at you. And you don't have to kill it, you just have to hit it once and break the bubble. And once you do that 3 times, Rennala will fall. Now unfortunately, because our weapon is so slow, we're going to have to do this more. You know, she's not well suited. There's not enough time to set up a big charge attack, really. Although maybe there is, who knows? I might try to pop our flask and do a charge attack. Anyway, meanwhile, things are flying at you, and there's some luck involved as to whether some things hit with you or not, because they feel like they kind of come out of nowhere to me, you know. Let's call up our buddy. And here we go. Yep.
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
We're not gonna lock on things. We're just gonna run and hopefully slap. There's another one. So that was a flop. There's this big explosion that if you're by, it hurts quite a bit. Now we can't see it, which means... What? See, you can just get hit by things. I don't know what happened there. The bad news is we have to run all the way there again, as far as I know, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why they didn't do a stake of grace. I guess because it's different whether you kill the enemies in the control room or whatever it is, or you don't. And if you don't kill them, you should not be able to jump past them, I guess. Still, it's pretty lame. Anyway, one thing I did forget, it's time to put on our carrion armor. It has much higher magic resistance. As a reminder, I didn't... you always want to send these back when you get off them, and I didn't do that. But we'll do that this time. Where's the other one? There. If you kind of run at an angle, they won't hit you. Once again, I messed up the charge attack. Definitely could have done better there. When she calls those things up, that's when something bad can happen. There it is. Kind of just got to keep your eye out. The blast radius on that is pretty big, so. So you just kind of got to run around and hope you find the right one. There it is. Should be everything. There we go. So for the next phase, we really want to run a lot. We are going to run a lot. She's going to do this big like ray, and we're just going to run to the side.
My beloved.
She's going to summon spirit ashes, kind of like we do. We're going to want to run.
Ye will be countless born forever.
Yeah, like, you know, once again, we're kind of waiting for our summons to get her attention, get her aggro, and then we're just going to unload. She's
Upon my name is Rani the Witch. Mother's rich limber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide.
Ronnie's so cool.
Of the last queen of Caria, Rennala of the full moon.
Okay, so now we're getting kind of the real thing here.
And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
So lock on and just run. Run, run, run. Good. Pop the flask. This damn moon. Oh no. Don't do that, everybody. Ah, shit. I really started this badly. Don't let her get too far away. that's that.
Oh, little Rani.
You can get killed by him, by the way, after you've killed her.
Leave thy night into
But
me.
you can see the deal there. Just run a lot, throw rocks, even with me starting off badly. The really hard thing about that fight really is just maintaining the right distance. Um, if you're too far away, the rocks fall short. And if you're too close, she's in your business all the time. So that kind of, again, it's like a dance. You want to let Ludo get in there and make some trouble, and then you want to do some charge casts of that spell, then start to fade back once you get her attention, and you get the rhythm of that, and you'll be successful. She's very weak to the rock spell, so again, the real trick is just maintaining the right distance and knowing when to fall back and when to attack. If you can do that, you're going to take her down. And look, we've got like 40,000 runes now.
Where did ye flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty, dither not. Come out, say I, or will ye be gravestones, to be better born anew? Ah, thou, is it thy wish to be born anew? To become a sweeting, reborn of my beloved egg?
You can respec with her. You can completely rearrange your stats. Now it costs an item called a larval tier. We don't have any of those right now, but they're going to be very plentiful very soon. And if we were unhappy with our character, we could, jump sooner to get one. But everything's fine as far as I'm concerned. I have no notes for this build so far. We also adjust our appearance, which we can do in the round table hold as well. It's just kind of, I guess, an additional feature.
Not alarmed, nor afeared. I would birth thee.
Here's a locked chest, which we will come back to. Let's do something with our runes real quick before we stop. We are going to, since we did intelligence, we're going to come back down. We're going to do one more vigor and one more mind. And then next time we'll do intelligence. Note that there is no tower for Rennala. There is a tower for the Liurnia area, and we'll go there soon enough. But she doesn't have a tower. Why is that? Because her rune is the rune for rebirth or respecking. So we have access to her rune already. We don't need to unlock it. This has all gone pretty well. Hopefully you don't have a hard time following what's happened here. I'm going to put my gear back on. This has better poise, which I like. What are we going to do next? Well, we're going to go back to Round Table Hold. The people will kind of be happy to see us because theoretically you only need 2 runes to take the Grand Lift. Of course, we've already been up to the Atlas Plateau, so who cares? But still, defeating 2 shard bearers is kind of a momentous occasion, in the story of Elden Ring. So we'll go back to the Round Table Hold and talk to some people about it. And then we're not done with magic-themed areas in Lyre of the Lakes. The next place we're going to go is Carrion Manor. Mentioned already that Queen Rennala is head of the House of Caria, and Ronnie, her daughter, also is from there. Um, so we're gonna go there next, and we're gonna clear it out. And kind of like this place, there's a lot of enemies that are very hard and aren't worth hardly anything in terms of experience. So we're not gonna waste a whole lot of time trying to kill everything there. Um, again, this is supposed to be a comfortable playthrough for people looking for, um, kind of a gentle introduction to these games. And I don't think killing everything in Korea manner would fit the bill. So we're gonna kind of zoom through there, kill a boss, get a nice bit of magic, and open up what I consider the best side quest in the game, and one we're going to prioritize because it is heavily tied to what I consider the best ending, as well as the best weapon for an intelligence build. So we're gonna hit that pretty hard starting tomorrow night. Um, but I think that's it for now. We really achieved more than I expected. Hopefully, you've got a good sense of how to beat Rennala. I mean, again, the bottom line is stay mobile, run to the side, wait for your chance to use the rock sling, and then you're probably going to do some more running. You hardly ever roll; it's almost always running. Um, and keeping that right distance between you and her. You'll work it out. It's not that bad. You just got to find the rhythm of it. Okay, if you have questions about how this ought to go, or anything I did, or think I missed something, you can shoot me a message, get in touch, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to see you tomorrow night, 9 Central Standard. Thanks, everybody.